Gates. Gate 7, Libra, the Scales of Maat. Gate 7, Libra, the Scales of Maat. Opening invocation, the weighing of the breath. Not all trials roar, some whisper. Not all truths strike, some weigh. She enters the pavilion not to be judged, but to learn the precision of justice. Let the breath be light. Let the soul be full. Sevzini steps into the airy chamber veiled by silk and silence. The scales do not greet her with punishment but with invitation to weigh her heart, her choices, her boundaries not against perfection, but against truth. Here, balance must include the soul, not just the social. The spirit of Maat vibrates through the air, asking, can you discern without distortion? Can you choose without collapse? Court trial sequence, test of choice, conflict, and conviction. The Libra gate unfolds through a series of layered dilemmas and sacred reckonings. Trial of indecision and the 42 laws. Two luminous glyphs appear with each dilemma, one representing self-truth, the other societal harmony. Hesitation dims their light. Prolonged neutrality becomes a distortion. The final test is a negative confession. Sevzini must declare innocence against one of Maat's 42 laws, knowing falsehood will resonate discordantly through the scales. 1. The deeper challenge, can she speak with conviction when consequences loom and silence tempts safety? Trial of conflict avoidance and withdrawal. Disembodied voices emerge, arguing polar truths. The air chills as Sevzini avoids direct conflict, retreating into reason or detachment. Harmony becomes hollow without confrontation. Her task, engage with disagreement, not to dominate, but to express boundary and truth without collapse. Trial of boundary and self-sacrifice. The tapestries depict past selves who gave too much for peace. Peace offered without self is imbalance masked as unity. She must declare, in ritual form, I am whole within my offering. What I give does not erase me. The test, hold center amid sway. Maintain autonomy within exchange. 2. Gate 7, Libra, the Scales of Maat. If Virgo focused on internal perfection and diligent service, Libra challenges Sevzini to find equilibrium in relationships, to master the art of diplomacy, and to confront the pursuit of external harmony without losing her internal balance. This trial unfolds not in a solitary labyrinth, but within a grand, open space where every interaction, every decision, is measured, and where the echoes of partnership, fairness, and compromise resonate. Here, life is about keeping the scales balanced, reflecting the ancient wisdom of Maat. Prelude Vision. Sevzini emerges from the precise, crystalline confines of the Virgo labyrinth into an expansive, airy pavilion. The light here is soft, diffused, and pearlescent, bathing everything in a gentle, almost ethereal glow. In the very center of the pavilion stands a colossal, perfectly balanced scale, its two palms shimmering with an inner light, perpetually hovering in flawless equilibrium. This is no mere instrument, but the scales of Maat, resonating with ancient Egyptian laws promoting order, balance, truth, reciprocity, harmony, righteousness, morality, and justice. The air is filled with a low, melodic hum, like distant chimes, subtly influencing her every thought towards beauty and proportion. The pavilion walls are adorned with intricate, shifting tapestries depicting scenes of partnership, negotiation, legal proceedings, and artistic collaborations, some in perfect harmony, others subtly skewed, hinting at imbalance. As Sevzini steps closer to the scale, she notices that its surface reflects not single images, but pairs of opposing concepts or energies, truth and falsehood, self and other, justice and mercy, action and inaction. From the depths of the light, a regal, winged woman emerges, Maat herself, personified as the ancient Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, and order. Her gaze is serene yet piercing. She does not speak aloud, but her presence fills the space with an undeniable demand for integrity. The scales of Maat silently ask, can you seek harmony without sacrificing truth? Can you weigh opposing forces with impartiality? Can you truly connect with another without losing yourself in the reflection? Can you choose with conviction, even when the choice is difficult? 3. The Trial of Libra, the Art of Balanced Justice. The trial of Libra will challenge Sevzini to navigate the complexities of relationship, fairness, and ethics, finding a genuine balance that integrates her own needs with the needs of others, without falling into people-pleasing or indecision. The goal is to emerge as an arbiter of true equilibrium, capable of fostering harmony with integrity, guided by the principles of Maat. The airy pavilion, under Libra's diplomatic influence, amplifies the core challenges. The test of indecision and the 42 laws, the Scales of Maat present Sevzini with a series of intricate moral and ethical dilemmas. For each, two options appear as luminous symbols in the scale pans, representing different paths, arguments, or compromises. Sevzini's natural inclination to weigh all sides of an issue is intensified. The choices are never easy, often pitting her personal desires against what is perceived as fair or socially harmonious. Her fear of making the wrong decision, of upsetting the perfect balance, makes her sit on the fence for prolonged periods, risking missed opportunities as the very light of the options begins to dim. The ultimate challenge will be presented as a negative confession trial, a scenario where she must make a declaration of innocence against one of the 42 laws of Maat. She will be forced to choose the truth, to state it, and to bear the consequences if her choice is not truly aligned with her deepest integrity, proving she can be decisive even when the stakes are high. Conflict avoidance and the chill of withdrawal, as dilemmas unfold, projected figures or disembodied voices representing opposing viewpoints will emerge. Sevzini's inherent dislike of conflict makes her instinct to compromise, persuade, or reason with others to avoid open disagreement. However, if true agreement is not reached, the pavilion will make her attempt at resolution feel futile, pushing her towards the Libran way of showing displeasure, simply removing herself from the difficult situation. The air around her might grow cooler, even cold, mirroring her own emotional withdrawal. To pass, she must learn to engage with conflict constructively, to hold her ground with grace, and to express her anger or disagreement not by retreating into a chilling silence, but by asserting her boundaries and needs clearly and fairly, even when it disrupts superficial peace. 4. Sacrificing self for harmony and struggling with boundaries. The desire for harmony and balance is paramount in this space. Sevzini will encounter situations where maintaining peace seems to demand sacrificing her own needs or desires. The tapestry walls might depict scenarios where individuals give up too much for the sake of unity, leading to quiet resentment. The scale might subtly sway to reward actions that prioritize collective peace over individual truth. Her challenge is to assert herself and set boundaries without feeling guilty or believing she is disrupting the desired equilibrium. She must learn that true harmony comes from the integration of individual needs, not their suppression. Balancing her social needs with her independence is vital. She must strive by creating a harmony that includes her authentic self. The ultimate imbalance, a cosmic reckoning. As Sevzini successfully navigates the final challenge, speaking her truth with unwavering conviction, the colossal scales of Maat do not simply balance. They begin to shimmer with a new, profound intensity, and the goddess Maat extends a hand, not to test, but to reveal. The luminous tapestries on the pavilion walls dissolve, no longer showing personal conflicts, but a vast, cosmic panorama. Sevzini sees humanity's trajectory through history, particularly the last 2,000 years. She witnesses how the very concept of justice, once a sacred and pure ideal, has been distorted and weaponized. She sees the scales of the modern world, not in equilibrium, but grotesquely tipped, burdened by inequity, corrupted by power, and stained by the suffering of the unheard. The gentle chimes of the pavilion turn discordant, a piercing wail of cosmic disharmony. In this vision, Sevzini understands with chilling clarity that the modern world has fundamentally misused their power of justice. They have broken the fundamental laws of Maat, forsaking truth for convenience, sacrificing genuine balance for control, and replacing reciprocal harmony with exploitation. A deep, resonant knowing settles within her, their time is up. This imbalance cannot stand. The universe, represented by the very principles of Libra and Maat, demands restoration. Her journey through these gates is not just for personal growth, but in preparation for a larger, cosmic correction. 5. Glyph reflection, the crystal within. The floor whispered, "See me." The hand replied, "Shape with me." From the echo of worry, she sculpted devotion. And in the final chamber, she found not perfection, but peace. Sevzini exits not cleansed but clarified. She does not destroy the mirrors. She walks among them, unrushed, untouched by the angelic shadow of shame. The reflection she carries forward is not ideal, it's intact. She now knows when to revise, when to release, and when to serve without seeking applause. Closing glyph reflection, the tremor within justice. She did not choose the easier truth. She did not weigh the heart against favor. She spoke, even when silence could have saved her. The scales shimmered, not with balance, but with restoration. Maat steps forward, not as judge, but as revealer. The pavilion walls dissolve into a cosmic panorama. Sevzini sees justice warp through time, distorted by control, calcified by systems that forsook truth. The scales don't balance, they ache. And her voice becomes the echo that begins to restore them. She exits not with perfection, but with a soul aligned. Harmony, now, is not absence of conflict, it is truth held equally across hearts. And the scales whisper, you are the breath we waited for. 6. Reader's glyph, weighing the unspoken. Before you speak, the world waits. But before you stay silent, ask, what weight does your silence carry? Ritual prompt. Find a space of quiet. No words. No music. Place your left hand on heart, your right on throat. Ask inwardly, have I withheld truth to preserve peace? Have I dimmed my voice to avoid discomfort? Have I mistaken silence for wisdom, or was it fear? Balance scale activation right. Choose one memory where you didn't speak. Visualize placing it on one side of a glowing scale. On the other side, place the reason for your silence. Observe the tilt. Does it balance? Or does one side ache with distortion? The breath withheld is not always grace. Sometimes it is a grief unfaced, a truth unborn. Let the scales feel your tremor. Let Maat weigh not just what you said, but what you chose not to. Two.